Most people think Richard Branson built Virgin with charisma, creativity, or being some crazy visionary. I worked with him for 6 years. I was awarded the top sales rep for 3 years in a row and then top sales manager for 2 years after that. And the truth is this, Branson built billion-dollar companies because he built sales systems so strong, so disciplined, and so thorough that even people who came in thinking they were great at sales got humbled very fast. The real Richard Branson strategy wasn't energy, it wasn't personality, it was indoctrination, preparation, and leadership at a level that most companies today are too lazy to implement. And today, I'm going to break down the exact strategy that I experienced firsthand. Point 1 is indoctrination before expectation. Most people hire reps and throw them into sales calls in week 1. No vision, no values, no identity, and they wonder why performance is inconsistent. When I joined Virgin in November 2015, there was no sales training. It was all indoctrination first. It was 5 full days of company mission, vision, values, learning about the history of the company, why it existed, how it started, why it's so important, every decision, every story that made Virgin Active what it was. I remember on the very first day of this indoctrination training, they showed us how Nelson Mandela met with Richard Branson and asked him to open gyms in South Africa, and he needs to make South Africa far fitter than it is now, far healthier. And they had this entire story on how it's going to affect the people of South Africa. And then instantly, me as a sales rep who's just starting there, I'm now tied to this story on how we're changing people's lives. So after we had done this history lesson for the first 3 or 4 hours, we came back after the lunch break and they pulled out a worksheet and then they did a little mini test to say, hey, so when did Virgin start? What was the history? Why was it started? They were testing that you've actually listened and heard the knowledge. And now that this is done, now they showed me something called an activist. It was this person, it was this ICP that they had developed of an internal staff member. And what does an ideal Virgin staff member look like? There was a picture of this character. He was like holding multiple things. He had all of these words around him. It said he's friendly, he's personable, he listens to people, he's willing to help. And they showed us all the different traits of this Virgin activist and said, this person is who we want every staff member to be. They even told you how they want you to behave. They even taught you how they want you to speak to customers. This is on the very first day, before any sales training was ever even shown to me. It was incredibly thorough. By the end of these 5 days, I had consumed nothing but Virgin active material. And when you watch so much material over a 5-day period and they get you excited and they're continuously checking in with you, testing you, asking you, is this exciting? Is this what you want to do? Are you excited on getting onto the gym floor and selling these gym memberships? You are completely bought in. You're thinking, I want to sell this. I want this company to grow because I buy into this mission. And this system works because in every one of their gyms, of which there's hundreds of staff, they make sure everyone knows why they're there, what they're there for, what the mission is. And when you know those things and you represent them and you live by them, you're going to do the job. You can't scale salespeople until you scale identity. People perform better when they believe they belong to something bigger. But once the indoctrination was complete, Branson's next move was even smarter. Hey, real quick, if you're a sales rep wanting to become a sales manager or a sales manager looking to improve your skills with the biggest sales manager training company in the online space, if you're interested in working with us and getting the results that 200 other businesses have, click the link in the description, go through the funnel, watch the video, see what we're about, and I'll catch you on the other side. The next thing they did was build your skills before they test you on them. Most companies hire you and they say, right, here's a script, crack on. But that's not training, that's gambling. And after 5 days of indoctrination, Virgin still didn't put me on calls. They then put me through 2 days of sales training with another sales trainer. Then it was around 15 hours of computer-based training, health and safety training, sales psychology training, compliance training, systems training, process training, all before I even got the script on sales. Then to get my script, I had to check in with the manager before I even touched a lead. Virgin wasn't hoping that I'd be good, they were engineering it. And that was the lesson. You don't test people until you've trained them, because smart sales teams do the following. They teach frameworks before scripts. They train mindset before metrics. They build competence before they apply any pressure. And they layer these skills gradually with a professional development plan that you have to complete every single week, and you check in with your manager and they make sure that you're on track. And training isn't an event. It's the entire environment because it's ongoing all the time. A year in, 5 years in, the training never stops. And I've got to tell you about the 2-day sales training. The sales training for 2 days, you met this amazing sales trainer. He sits you down in a classroom setting and they first ask you about what is sales? What do you think sales is? Why is sales important? They change your beliefs on what sales is before they even started the sales training. And the first official workshop in sales training was about open and closed questions. So they asked everyone to write down a question that they would ask on a sales consultation. And there's 18 people in this training. And then they went around the room and they said, what questions have you got? And someone said, I've got, what makes you want to join the gym? Is it an open question? Is it a closed question? And now the group's in discussing this, and now they stick it on the board at the end, whether it's open or closed. And the training got harder and harder throughout the entire session until we were doing full role plays, drills. They had a practice phone booth, a practice role play script on a phone call. They made sure that you don't go back to the gym and not know exactly what to say and what to do. And they tested you on it. And after they had done this 2 days of intense sales training, when you get to work the next day, my training was on like a Thursday and Friday. When I got to work on a Monday, you know what the first thing they did? The manager sat me down and he said, great, you scored well in your training. So they scored me, the sales trainer had scored every different area of competency that I showed in the sales training. And he said, what I'd like to work with you on is these following things over the next few weeks. Because it was the detail in the handover. So the sales trainer had written up a report on where he thinks my weaknesses are, and handed that to the manager. So on day one, the manager had an understanding of the areas that he needs to work with me on. I've still not got the sales script, but I'm now working on my weaknesses. Because he was a great sales trainer, he knew the archetypes of different salespeople that come in, and they knew the training they need to build for me. And that leads me exactly into point number 3, onboarding. Because they had already trained me, they now knew how to onboard me. My 4 weeks of ramp up was custom built based upon different archetypes of salespeople they had seen, because they had seen thousands of them. And most companies give new reps a laptop and log in and just say good luck. Then they blame the rep for underperformance. This level of indoctrination training was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Richard Branson's onboarding took 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks of ramp up, knowing exactly week on week what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, who I'm going to check in with, how many leads I need to generate, how many appointments I need to book, gradually ramping me up every week. The support, the sales manager had continuous check-ins and support multiple times a week to make sure I'm doing the ramp up correctly. They had guidance. They made sure they were shadowing me and doing check-ins, and they made sure they were, as they're shadowing me, I'm pitching correctly, I'm saying all the words correctly. Now I've got the script and I'm doing it exactly how it should be done. It was slow progression, and I was given a tiny target in my first month. It was deliberate, not because they doubted me, but because they wanted me to learn the system properly. Every day was structured. Every day I had training. Every day I had support. And I learned this quote, which is, pressure is earned, not forced. To build a real sales team, you've got to start with small targets. Build confidence gradually. Shadow successful reps. You review calls daily. You let the sales reps understand that sales volume is the number one metric they need to master first. Onboarding is not about testing skill. It's about building it. But the biggest lesson came when I struggled. And I did struggle. The fourth and final point is the hard conversations create real performers. Most managers avoid confrontation. They sugarcoat, they coach softly, and their team never hears the truth that they need to level up. In month 1, I genuinely struggled. I thought I'd smash it. The sales of this new place was harder than I expected, and my manager had to have a brutally honest conversation with me, a real one. He said, I thought you were going to be better than this. You're not performing anywhere near your potential. What's going on? It stung. I remember feeling like I'm not good at this, and I thought I was going to be good. I had already left school, college without any GCSEs, and I thought sales was going to be the thing that's going to make me shine and make me really good. But when he said that to me, he wasn't trying to insult me. He challenged me, and it woke me up. I thought, no, I can do more. He worked out exactly how to motivate me, because it was challenging me and asking me, hey, you could do more. And it changed everything for me, because my mind suddenly was thinking, I can do more. And it taught me how I can hold people accountable and be brutally honest. And it was one of my biggest lessons in sales leadership. When I was a sales rep and had a great manager, it taught me about having strong accountability, holding someone accountable to exactly their word, giving honest feedback, never hiding away from the words that they need to hear, at times confronting them, having clear expectations, communicating in a direct manner, never sugarcoating anything, personalizing motivation down to me, asking me where I want to be a year from now, and working backwards and tailoring the program to me. Hard conversations build strong closers. But even though everything was there, the bonus thing that I'd like to give you today was it was about sales leadership. Most reps underperform not because they're incapable, but because they're not inspired. When I was underperforming, my sales manager didn't just tell me off. He made me want to win. He showed me that I can win. He showed me that I'm capable. He made me believe in my potential. He showed me by saying, hey, just shadow me. Watch how I do it. He built my confidence. He said, now you try it. He didn't judge me when I wasn't doing it correctly. And because of that, he was able to push me harder than I was even able to push myself on my own. What I learned was Richard Branson built systems that didn't rely on natural talent. They built a culture where talent was shaped, molded, and led. People don't perform because they're told to. They perform because they want to. Great leaders build confidence, install identity. They challenge your own potential. They create safety and drive accountability. And they lead by example. And this is why Richard Branson's companies produce killers. Because when all 5 of these parts work together, you get a sales culture that most companies couldn't ever create in a decade. Branson didn't build Virgin on charisma. He built it on structure, indoctrination, training, onboarding, conversations, and leadership. These are the systems that turn average reps into top performers, and they're the same systems that we install into 7 and 8 figure businesses. Because I learned these systems, I took a lot of these lessons and I changed them for the high ticket space. We all learn from somewhere, and we're able to build amazing sales teams on the B2B side because we have built our Sales Leaders OS on many of these systems that I learned early on. We're able to train sales managers and place them into companies because of these systems. I'm extremely grateful for all the challenges that I had in my 20s, and Richard Branson, if you watch this video, I'd just like to say thank you.